What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 4 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Karl Franz campaign. So as we saw last time, we had a very nice little battle against Marienburg after they decided to declare war on us shortly after we fought a hard-fought battle against the forces of Khazrak the One-Eye. We were victorious, but barely so, and it was the Free Company militia who heroically carried the day. Very appreciative of it. Now the question is, what do we do here next? I mean, obviously we want to probably try our best to destroy this army. There isn't much remaining there, and I'd really love for them not to have those knights available to them next turn. That said, I'm not entirely sure whether if we move Karl, whether we'll actually be able to move back into Eilhart next turn, which would be unfortunate, as it would allow it to gain its garrison, at least to some degree, back. In addition to that, well, I guess, yeah, right. I remember at the end of last episode, I said we could also use Recruiter to reinforce, which I guess we can, so we can move you up as well, like so. Doesn't really matter exactly where you go. And then we'll move Karl Franz in. Before we do the rest of that, however, let's get you back up and running, and you know what? We're going to rebuild the barracks here. I know, but it's gonna take too long to get it back at Eilhart. It'll be already at tier 1, but if Karl can't move, then he won't be able to. And I'd rather just have the barracks available at tier 3 for a while we build up the second barracks, and then we can delete it again at Altdorf. I don't want to run a risk of that situation happening again. Also, Wolfram Kusterman, you are going to move right up here, very close to the border, wherein you will generate, let's say, a couple pikes, I guess? Or a couple of archers. You know what, let's do a couple of archers for you and a couple pikes for you. Like so. We will probably have to hold Helmgart against Heinrich Kemmler at some point, so I'd rather destroy him. Or fill up this... destroy him. I would rather destroy him, but get a bunch of armies sitting here so that they're ready to defend. Especially while the garrison is hurt. Also, before I forget, Paravamp, you're probably gonna get destroyed, aren't you? Now, you are fighting with Talzin, but I think what we can do is go for non-aggression pact, then just make you give us money. It's free money, and I feel like this faction will be dead within the next couple of turns. In fact, any other faction that is gonna be dead in the next couple of turns would probably get some benefit out of doing that with as well. And ooh, Arguelon. They're actually close to being able to get a non-aggression pact. I'd actually really prefer to do that, because otherwise they're going to get pissy. And we have to give them up 5k for that. That's a little bit steep. We can't declare war on Karak Norn. Damn. And that's a shame. I would have really liked that. Otherwise, Durthu might attack us at some point. Hopefully by then we'll have some alliances, but, well, we'll fight him if we have to. Hopefully by then we will have Hellstorm rocket batteries to take care of all those dryads and wood elves. Golden Order... yeah, okay. We have to pay too much to get any of those agreements going, though we could use prestige. I'd still probably rather save it. That's the wrong menu. I'd still probably rather save it for the fealty. We could occasionally use improved relations if we really wanted to, though. Maybe we do it once a turn or so, but then 10 turns of that, or 20 turns of that, and that's a fealty point, which I'd rather not waste. Maybe not. Maybe not. The other stuff probably isn't worthwhile. And our relationships are growing with everybody already. Anyway, we'll hold off on that. We'll keep gathering fealty. I'd really love to get Imperial Authority to grow quite a bit. Anyway, you guys are all recruiting and look to be in a good place. I guess it's time to attack, and, well, let's apply our points and then attack. You guys aren't actually going to be doing anything this battle, so I guess we'll get you scouting. I mean, we are close to getting these spells, but you know what? We'll want some early game items as well. Karl, it's time to attack. Let's see if we can pull this off.
We must attack.
We must attack indeed. We got that Scarecrow banner last time, which, while the actual Scarecrow banner effect is relatively useless, we can put on the Reiksguard here for that little bit of extra vigor loss or reduction. The enemy doesn't have much in the way of ranged units, which is going to be pretty useful for us, though we do have to be careful about the pistols. Is that a grenade launcher? Yeah, it is. Okay, we definitely have to knock those guys out before they can do anything. Alright, well, that's about it. Here we go. Let's hopefully not get Karl and his 22 HP killed. Is he on me? What does he say? I couldn't quite tell. Oh well, not a big deal. Here we go. We are deployed. Our army very badly damaged, but I'm reasonably confident in our ability to take care of business this time. We are going to keep Karl and our Celestial Wizard all the way back here, hiding behind this statue of Mor, hoping that the god himself protects him from the grave, I suppose. Mortars are obviously going to start annoying the enemy, and we're actually going to march forward a little bit with both our handgunners and our archers to try to damage the enemy pistoliers and, more importantly, the outriders with grenade launchers. We're obviously going to focus down the enemy range cav first, and then the Knights Panthers second, as soon as we get those guys tied up in melee. But obviously the main thing to do here is to actually destroy this army before the reinforcements arrive. It's a fairly significant addition of strength considering how badly hurt our army is, as that we can't really have them fighting together. Alright, so here we go. Looks like our handgunners are moving in range and the enemy's sort of rushing forward. Looks like they're gonna send the outriders with grenade. Nope, never mind, they are not. I'm being a little tricksy. Alright, that's fine. If they're not moving forward, we can move forward ourselves, and the handgunners will get their volleys in there. There we go. Firing away, and the mortars are dropping down among the outriders as well. And we'll keep our single unit of greatswords up front. If they get hit by the grenade launchers, they're gonna take a lot less damage than archers or handgunners would. Man, I always want to shut up when the volley fire comes in from our own units, just because I want to hear it. And there we go. Looks like the enemy finally gets a grenade volley out, hitting our handgunners and slightly clipping the front ranks of our archers. A little bit of a mistake on my part, keeping those guys as close as they are, but I was hoping to delete this enemy unit before it actually got a volley off. I want to point out that all 4 archers plus both of our handgunners were firing on this unit, and it still managed to run up and get the volley off despite its inferior range. If this was not SFO, if this was vanilla, these guys absolutely would have melted before that volley went off. And it does look like they might actually get a partial second volley off as well. I love seeing those explosions though. And there we go, right in there. Slaneshi giggle, though not so much for those dead. Let's see, handgunners, looks like we lost, I think it was 7 units, not as many models, but they've lost nearly half of their HP, so certainly something to be concerned about. Anyway, fortunately, the outriders with grenade launchers are done, and it looks like the pistoliers moved over to this side, where we'll be taking care of them with our Free Company militia, who I'm very willing to rely upon at this point in time. Now we have the Knights Panther to contend with. Our greatswords are going to have to hold the line, but we'll be contracting their lines shortly in order to allow our handgunners to fire into the enemy. And there we go, just gonna contract a little bit, put up into a boxy formation so that all of our ranged units can hit the enemy in the side without killing too many of our own greatswords. Really don't want to lose our early game greatsword unit, especially until we get Imperial Foot. And the enemy lord has joined the fray here in Arch Elector, who looks pretty fantastic. I gotta love these guys. The dual Sigmarite hammers, those thick armor plates on the shoulders. Very, very nice. And you know what? The color scheme of Marienburg looks pretty decent as well. Works really nicely with the Knights Panther in particular. Lovely. Anyway, lovely for now, but not for long, as they will continue taking shots. The Free Company militia has moved to fire directly into the backs of those knights, but they are certainly sticking around for a decently long time. But not forever. Away go the Knights Panther, about 3,000 HP remaining and broken, but not shattered, so we will give chase to at least some degree with our with our Free Company. Otherwise, the handgunners and other units of Free Company are going to go after this enemy lord, who's busily killing some of our poor swordsmen here. He's probably going to take a lot of shots to bring down, as he's very heavily armored at about 90, and damn, 80 melee attack and melee defense is at 55. I wonder what level he is. Oh, he's using Grand Hammer of Sigmar, which is giving him that extra melee attack. Really got to be careful with our great swords, though, as they will be shot up by our own handgunners here. And frankly, we probably don't want to feed the Lord kills from great swords. I'd rather feed him swordsman kills instead. There we go. And try to get the camera trained on him as well. Ooh, he's using our own units for cover. Granted, I'm pretty sure he's not doing it on purpose, as in the AI isn't recognizing the fact that it's doing that, but still, credit where it's due. And he looks like he's not enjoying getting shot up by units from every direction. Uh-oh, that just made him angry. And here he comes, but he's now chasing after Free Company militia, who are going to be doing a little bit of kiting, running away and firing as they run, all the while the handgunners continue. Looks like the Lord, the Archlector rather, here is going to be done for. There he goes. A few more Free Company militia die from handgunners by the looks of it, but the enemy lord is now gonna get killed. Damn, it took a lot to bring him down. And that's with this guy tired due to them being in march stands. Alright, get a few more shots in there, but do keep in mind that the enemy reinforcements have arrived as well, or actually, I guess the main enemy army has arrived. This is probably a skirmisher, a vanguard force. And down goes the guy, and down goes his hammers. And now we have a bigger army to contend with. So, let's see about our setup again. We have moved all of our archers to up on top of this hill, where we can get a little bit of that elevation advantage, and have got our own reinforcements moving in as well. 2 units of full HP and active/fresh pikemen, which are going to be instrumental in holding off all of these knights. They may be in small numbers, but we're in small numbers as well, and it'll definitely take some effort to take these guys out. Plus, we've got our Lord, the Huntsman General, who will hopefully be able to snipe at least a few of those knights before they get to us. In addition to that, the handgunners are going to need to be protected. They are, of course, going to be firing on the enemy as best they can, but the enemy will probably try to focus them down, so we need to move any enemy or any units that we can in order to protect them. Once again, a lot of work will probably have to be done by our Free Company. There we go, using Knights of the Realm as way. Knights of the Realm, those are Bretonnians. Regular Empire Knights together with Knights of the Blazing Sun to charge our unit of swordsmen. But at least they're being held back. The enemy is also sending its lord as well as further units of Knights of the Blazing Sun to tie up our archers and handgunners. We're going to get them the heck out and send in our great swords, hurt though they are, to tie up the enemy, while our halberdiers get ready to hit them in the back, and the pikemen get ready to hit them in the flank, tie them up, and keep them there. Over on this side, it looks like the knights have charged past our other units and managed to hit a unit of archers, but with our lord sniping them, I do imagine these guys should drop fairly quickly. Over on this side, both pikemen and Reiksguard are defending against these Knights Panther, and I don't imagine that the Knights Panther are going to have a good time either.
As long as we outnumber them, we will hold.
I'm also really excited not just to build the Grand Master army with either Knights of the Blazing Sun or Knights of War or whatever, Knights of the White Wolf, Sigmarite army. We also got to build a Sigmarite army. I remember starting to say that, but then I forgot whether I finished the thought. And just a bunch of Sigmarite disciples and the mounted ones, and then flagellants as well, led by an Archlector. Maybe some witch hunters, maybe some other stuff. Good stuff, basically.
Fight, men! Fight for our right to live!
I feel like a lot of my thoughts throughout the campaign are occupied as to what kind of themed armies to build. Anyway, it looks like that poor unit of pikemen got shot from various directions, both by the Free Company as well as our archers. The enemy lord now trapped by our units of halberdiers as well as our pikemen, and probably not going to achieve too much. The knights have failed to breach our lines over on this side, and it looks like they're just about done. And while the enemy does still have ranged units remaining, our mortars are going after them, and our handgunners and Free Company will be helping out with that as well. Balance of power is about 85% in our favor, and with our units firing on the enemy, I do imagine that's going to change extremely quickly, and the enemy should rout shortly.
Casting spells!
Another volley in there, handgunners.
They are wavering! Look out! Spellcaster!
Did he just say look out, spellcaster? We do have a spellcaster on the field, yes, but he's been hiding. Karl is also sort of hiding. We're moving him in just for a second to get the melee attack buff that he gives via the Reikland Runefang. There we go, pop that, and then move right back behind that rock. There we go. This might help the archers see off those swordsmen a little bit. Handgunners appear to have pretty much destroyed that unit of archers and are now gunning down enemy units to prevent them from coming back. And it looks like with that, the enemy army does indeed shatter. Pretty darn fun battle, I gotta say. We certainly pulled it off. It wasn't nearly as damaging, I think, as it could have been, mostly because the enemy did a poor job of keeping that first army alive. If they had attacked together, with us having to choose between focusing the enemy knights and the enemy outriders with grenade launchers or pistols, it would have been a lot more dicey. And though, of course, the first army was in march stance, so they still would have been relatively weak due to that lack of vigor. Also, the enemy lord is trapped here, and we are going to wait and kill him just in case. I'm 99.999% sure that this army does die if we kill it, because we defeated them last time, or last turn, and then this is us attacking them again to destroy them for good. In that situation, the army should be destroyed. However, I am definitely not going to take any chances here. Definitely don't want to be dealing with these guys again. 169 HP on you, Mr. Grandmaster. Couple more hits, and you should be done for. Oh, this is the last unit on the field, so we probably won't see... Yeah, we won't see the death animation. And that's always a disappointment. I hate when games do that, and a lot of games tend to do that, ending the round right before we get to see the final animation. Disappointing, but at the very least we have won here, and I'm mollified because of that, especially because these guys no longer have an army remaining, and thus we are free to retake our territory and then move on to Marienburg. Well, let's see how much damage we took here. It says close victory, but I don't imagine it was anything crazy. Alright, very decent, very decent. 1,000 prestige for that, 2,000 gold, and no Karl or Celestial Wizard dead, and both of these armies destroyed to a man. This army is in march stance, so they didn't actually have to be chased. I guess we are going to heal up a little bit, because otherwise it's going to take a while to heal, take on captives. And now we find out, can Karl... No, Karl cannot. So we're gonna have to move here and then take Eilhart next turn. Alright, that's fine. Annoying, but fine. In fact, wait, if you can go into encamp stance, and then go here, I guess. Wait, does encamp stance actually increase the amount of healing that we get? It just enables constant casualty replenishment, right? Casualty, no, it does encamp plus 5%. Alright, so a little bit better here. This is in... Oh, this is an enemy territory. We might... No, but we had to cross the water here, which costs a lot of movement points, so I think we needed to do that regardless. You can, I guess, give Karl the extra troops, or you could march towards this, or you could stay together. Honestly, it probably doesn't matter all that much. Let's move forward, give Karl these 2 pikes, at least temporarily. They were very much helpful in that battle, so we might as well have them. I'd actually love to put Karl into a channeling stance, but once again, we do need the healing, especially on him, so we'll keep it as it is. 5.4k prestige. Alright, once we get to 6k, so another battle or so, we will... probably get Talabekland to max fealty. Not to immediately confederate them, because that would cost us authority, although, if we can somehow get our Imperial authority back up to +1, maybe it would be worth it to confederate Talabekland. I'm not sure. I am not sure. It might also be beneficial to just allow the Empire provinces, like the stronger Empire provinces, to just exist for a little while so that they're the ones that invest into the construction and growth of all these territories, because obviously the AI gets bonuses, and it might actually be able to develop them a little bit faster than we would. And in the meantime, we can move towards Imperial authority. How much do you lose again for for confederating. It's either 1 or 3. It's been a while since I played Guild. Anyway, let us end the turn in a second. There's been a few comments in the last episode, and actually the last couple of episodes, as to when we get access to the foot soldiers, the Reiksguard foot soldiers, the Imperial Foot, which is here. Electrocount, state troops, and the cooldown is 15 turns, so we'll have access to our first one in 6 turns. You can't see it here, but, well, let's, like, you. 7 turns, okay, fine. Fine, game, fine. 7 turns. But yeah, we'll get our first Imperial Foot Reiksguard unit in 7 turns, and then we'll wait for more when we increase the number of available supply line units. Alrighty, well, I believe that's all we can do. I'm pretty sure Ziflin will die, and then we're gonna get Helmgart probably attacked. Depending on if these guys are willing to declare war on us. They do consider themselves stronger than us, which is kind of the thing that seems to make it likely. If we can get Durthu fighting them, that would be swell, though. Because then Durthu will be happier with us, and maybe we could join more. Yeah, we just gotta keep an eye on those wars, to join ones to get better relationship with those factions. Anyway, skip the unassigned skill points, end the turn. Let's see about Eilhart next. Take it back so that we can reclaim Reikland, and then head on to Marienburg. Undercity discovered in Altdorf. Excuse me, that was fast. We're 7 turns in. How'd they get an Undercity there? Maybe there's one... Maybe the game starts you with an Undercity there. Because it's suspicious. There's no Skaven near enough to us to actually establish an Undercity. Well, well, well. These guys are recruiting already. Tempelhof is going to end... I didn't even know we had a non-aggression pact with Tempelhof. That one's a little bit more shocking than Sylvania. At least Vlad is a legitimate elector count. Undercity discovered, yes, the Winds of Pain could actually be helpful for us, as we did need more mana or Winds of Magic. And that's it. Alrighty, first things first, Undercity. You go bye-bye. So 3,000 gold, and what do they have here? Tier 4? Yeah, that was already there. They didn't build a Tier 4 raiding camp. And they started with this. Away you go. How rude. And now the Skaven can continue not existing. Next up, we will build... Ooh, do we have any construction cost reduction on any of you? I'm not sure. And ow, look at that. These guys are still alive. I've been building units from here and... Now there's a question. Who are you fighting? You're fighting Artois and Carrick Ziflin. It looks like Kemmler himself with his main army is getting ready to attack here. So we probably shouldn't use Gregor Rodzinner to reinforce at Eilhart, or to help out at Eilhart. Yeah, alright, we'll use everybody else. Karl, do you want to be the one who attacks? How much movement points? Oh, this actually doesn't take a lot of movement points, which may be beneficial. We may actually want somebody else to attack this in order to move Karl up here and get ready to siege Marienburg. Though the healing is the one thing that concerns me. But I do think that we should be able to capture Marienburg by siege. It does have, they do have decent defenses, and if those towers are anything like the towers in Helmgart, that's going to be a much more dicey proposition without units that are at full HP. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to move Karl into Eilhart directly, just so that he can heal up. Plus, I guess he gets more XP this way. Alright, away you go, buddy. And decisive victory, we are not going to auto-resolve that, because I don't trust it. This is not the time. You, however, can move into reinforce, though you're costing us cash. We can move you... You know what, we can actually move you to reinforce as well. It's not really necessary, but we can do it anyway. You can get more archers. Obviously, I'd prefer crossbows, but, well, we don't have a much better option right now. We'll be able to build crossbows next turn. And obviously, crossbows are way better on walls because they have a much longer defense range. You know what? Actually, let's get pikes. Because we'll get some crossbows here as well. Though honestly, it would also be better to just get swords rather than pikes if we're going to be facing these guys. Maybe 4 units is enough to hold this, especially since next turn we get the next level of the fort. Nah, just stay as you are. Alrighty, Karl. You're gonna attack now. We are not going to auto-resolve. Oh, they do have a mortar, which is kind of annoying. But oh well. And we're gonna fight this non-cinematically. I don't believe this is gonna be a difficult fight. We can mostly just destroy enemy from range. So we're gonna fight this real quick, regular style. I don't believe they have walls here, so it's not going to be a minor settlement battle. And we'll just hope that our mortar does a decent amount of the work and move away, as far away from the enemy as possible, so that... Oh, wait. I do wonder whether they'll actually move towards us or not. I'd like for the Reiksguard to kill the mortars, but I'm not entirely sure whether it's a possibility. I guess we're about to find out. Alrighty, so Karl and Wizard, you're gonna stay back as far as you can. I don't want you getting hurt. Mortars, say, right on the edge here. We'll get the Reiksguard unit. Can you guys hide? Yes, you can. Lovely. And then we will put... Okay, what do we got here? Annoying hills, eh? Yeah, that's not so great. Alright, you know what? We'll put you guys behind the mortar. Where hopefully you can still fire. You guys like so, you guys like so. Honestly, the setup here is probably going to be fairly irrelevant. And then we'll put the pikes out front because they're the units that have the most HP. And the other units we want to heal up, so we'll try to use them as backup, essentially. Also, you can be on the side like this. Just have a relatively wide front. You here with the great swords, you the other one here with the halberdiers. Like so. Alright, that looks good to me. Wait, we got more Free Company militia. You and you. And oh! We can't see them like this. Okay, that's a problem. Alright, fine. Karl, move out front. And there we go. And let's see if they start moving. Speed it up to max. Yes, they will indeed. Karl, do the dance, please, until they get closer. It looks like the mortar will indeed be ignoring us. Our own mortar is going to have to target their mortar. I'd rather it target their other units, but, you know, not a big deal. Alright, you guys move forward. Melee, Karl, you are still spotting them for us, and, they're really spreading out, aren't they? Alright, well, speed it up. Alright, how's that mortar looking? Gonna get some shots into our formations. And it looks like it's firing on our own mortar. On the bright side, it's not dodging our mortar fire. On the not-so-bright side, it's not achieving much. And yes, I didn't move our reinforcements, but mostly because... Oh, what the heck? Where are you guys going? That's just rude. Alright, Karl, don't get hit by your own handgunners, please. And they're going to spot our Reiksguard at this rate. Well, well, well. Alright, everybody move in. And you guys move in as well. Actually, you guys are kind of far. Reiksguard, move out. That mortar's starting to be an annoyance. Alright, Karl, stay away from this. Handgunners should be able to take care of those swords without too much trouble. And are you on a mount? Yes, you're capped. Beautiful. That'll help out. Alright, you guys will get ready to move in. You get ready to move in. That's Free Company. Alright, Karl, stay back. Reiksguard, hit the mortar. Enemy range units are firing back off. Mortars go after the enemy range units. Melee, move forward. Let's have the handgunners actually go after specific units now. Alright, looks good. You guys get ready to charge. Yes, stay back. Handgunners forward. Alrighty. And the battle should be done very quick. No. Move forward. Why are you moving forward like that? Oh, the hill's in their way, damn. Hills are not alive with the sound of gunfire, and that's quite the shame. Alright, move aside, Karl, stay away. Reiksguard, are you in yet? Yes, you are. Free Company, back off. Force them to run around. You, get ready to hit those enemy range units. Mortar fire into the midst of them as well. Who are they focusing down right now? I guess it doesn't matter that much. Fire here. And you get ready to Grand Soul fire them all. Alright, charge, Free Company, hit them in the back. And that'll should be just about done. Alright, handgunners fire on that unit, and archers fire on it as well. And the Empire Captain is dead. Oh, don't tell me these guys are actually going to get to our mortar. Maybe. But they will rout probably in a few seconds, so maybe don't. And soul fire. These guys moved away before it could cast, but oh well. And we're still going to prevent them from doing anything. And who's still fighting? This one unit against the pike, so I guess that is their lord. Alright, fine. Handgunners, get ready to kill it. I guess one of our handgunners will have gotten hurt. You know what, we can move you in to kill him. Everybody else back here. And I'm gonna speed it up again in a second. Karl, don't bother with this. Really shocking that this guy has not yet routed. Okay, archers, you're gonna hurt our own units too much. Alright, you charge, speed it up to max. And then I guess we could watch this guy die. Pop your buffs, you guys move away. The archers are gone, right? No, they're actually still fighting. Shocking. Alright, now you two can fight. Some of those shots are gonna probably hit our poor arch-elector, but it doesn't matter. And with that, the battle ends. Let's end it real quickly before our units can fire again and hurt our own units. Alright, 37 losses, and mostly to the Empire Captain, a little bit to the swords as well. We should be able to out-heal that. Plus, there's a good reason that we used the pikemen. It was because they were already so healthy that they should be able to heal to full regardless. Alrighty, we're gonna retake it. We're also going to rebuild that barracks, but probably... Well, we could also wait and build growth there first. Oh, really? Only 241 prestige? That's a little bit disappointing. Occupy, please. We're not gonna loot Reikland, I guess. And ooh, hello, now that's a pickup. Potion of healing for Karl. Very nice. Absolutely amazing. And a potion of toughness, oh my. Okay, well, that was very lucky. You don't need this. And you, Wolfram Custerman, you don't need this. Please correct my horrific pronunciations, guys. Alrighty, then you are going to start moving back and trade these archers to Helmgart, at which point we'll probably delete you. We do have to watch out for Kazrak coming back as well. Now, Eilhart will upgrade you immediately. We'll also upgrade the rally field at Altdorf. We will also get the campaign movement range increase, I think. Well, this casualty or punishment rate. Now we gotta go with the casualty or punishment rate first. It'll probably take 2 turns to get here. Hopefully he can't build too many knights. We will continue our recruitment, however. This time, let's build some swords. Yeah, you're gonna go out here. And yeah, it's unlikely that you can reach this, but we'll see. Build some swords. We probably could. We probably could reach this, actually. The question is, would it be worth our time to do so? Okay, wait. Let me think about this. If you were to move all the way to the edge of this, where you can get attacked, it's very likely that you can reach this. You're very, very close to it. Probably move even a little bit further. Nah, you gotta stay on the road. You're gonna recruit a couple more swords. If we use you to siege, it'll prevent them from recruiting. Karl will still be hurt, but if we force them into a field battle, it may be worth our time. And oh, well, if it isn't Lewin. He doesn't like us. They declared war on us, dude. They're the ones that destabilized the region. Come on now. Rude. Oh well. Ubersreich, let's also build that up and get the Red Moon Inn up and running. And actually the buffs are kind of weak, but at least it does add walls to the settlement, so it's basically not going to be taken by anything short of a full stack. Alrighty. Also, I'm gonna double check if there's any nice new lords. Control for province, meh. Monster Tracker, strong, we already know what it does. Just buffs up that lord, kill the heretics. Fighting against Warriors of Chaos in Norska, burn the undead, meh. I still like Imperial Calibration, and okay, nothing interesting. Or at least nothing too interesting. Nearly to that 6k, though.
The Empire.
Ooh, also, you have another point. We have Experienced Hunter. And we have Circle of Protection. Well, I suppose we want to get Experienced Hunter. We can put all the archers in your army afterwards. Quote-unquote army. Not really so much an army, but yeah. Because we'll be replacing these with crossbows in Karl's army, and he can take the archers. Honestly, I'd give him these, except they're needed to reinforce Gregor. Alrighty, and I believe that is about it. I think we already checked the diplomacy, but I'm gonna check it again just in case, because I don't trust it. Ooh, minus 0.03 now. Okay, we gotta take advantage of that, I think. I wonder how much money they want for this. And Ziflin. Okay, Ziflin will give us money. They probably aren't liked by Durthu, but that's life. Okay, so here's what we do. Argulon, how much money? It's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. Gotta get friendly with Durthu. He's most likely gonna kill Karak Norn anyway, and if he has all these territories, I'd rather be on good terms. I frickin' hate fighting the frickin' Wood Elves. And then Ziflin, before you die, let's get you to give us money. Lovely. And they'll be dead shortly.
The Empire.
Okay, now we're at 4.9-ish K. We're gonna have to re-enable collect income here. How much does Altdorf make? 780. It's not bad. It isn't bad. Get a little bit more from the Red Moon Inn, but not much from anything else. Too bad the farms don't generate income. The Dwarfen farms do generate income, which makes sense. You're not just using to feed these, you're making beer out of the hops and barley and whatever that you're growing. Anyway, skip, 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 and turn. Let's see about Marienburg. I'm really enjoying this campaign. And that was a slightly surprised sound from me. But you know, it's been a long time since I've played Karl. I don't remember if I even played him in Total Warhammer 2. I mean, I played him a couple times in Total Warhammer 1, but how many years ago was that now? Yeah. And hello, what do we have here? Fealty of Wissenland, lose prestige? No thank you, I'd rather lose money. What do we have? Wissenland has come under attack from Skaven in the region of Wissenburg and are appealing to you for military assistance. Will you come to their defense and join them in battle, or leave them to fight off their attackers alone? It's gotta be send a military force, get free fealty with Nuln, and yeah, I still think that it's better to spend the money than it is to spend the prestige. And yeah, we can gain a decent amount of prestige through battle, but the earlier we have a lot of Imperial authority, the better it will be for us. So, send a military force. And well, the Skaven have no chance, but ooh, we get to use Outriders? Okay, yeah, we're gonna fight this. It's not necessary. They have a Rattling gun. It's not necessary, but I guess we can watch our allies work, and I actually really like the system where you join your allies and help out occasionally, and just to throw in a little bit of variety to the types of battles, so here we go. Does our allied general make a speech? Well, if he does, I guess we don't get to hear it. Alrighty, here we go. We're going to watch our friends and see exactly how the AI essentially combats itself, especially considering they're heading directly towards each other, and we got 2 minutes, around 2 minutes, until our reinforcements arrive on the field. Fortunately, though, we do get 3 units of Cavs, so we'll be able to join the battle reasonably quickly, but it'll probably be at least mostly over by the time we get there. Well, I guess we'll see. Alright, and it is nice once again just watching our allies go to work. Some mortar fire into some rats, and I guess this is the first time we're actually seeing Skaven in action in this campaign, and for me, an SFO as well. I mean, in this version of SFO. Let's see what the Skaven are like. Actually, out of curiosity, what do we got in terms of leaders? 73 on early game clan rats? You gotta be kidding me. That is way too high. They're nearly equivalent to Empire State troops. That doesn't sound right. Huh. Clan rat, okay, yeah, 51 is a lot more appropriate. Maybe these guys are higher veterancy? Why are these guys so much more leadershipy? 65, well, they're dropping now that they're actually fighting, but still, damn. Fairly high. Rattling guns at 65. Maybe they're just getting buffs of some kind from the enemy lord. Yeah, I remember seeing Skaven slaves with like 100 leadership once when playing SFO, and I've always remembered that, being like, what the heck is going on? Your Skaven slaves have as much leadership as chosen. Alrighty, very nice big front line though. We've been missing this a little bit since we've been fighting with our own army pretty heavily damaged for a while, so not getting nearly as many of these big old front line clashes. We will heal up and start getting them sooner rather than later though, I'm sure, but we do have to prioritize taking Marienburg over anything else. Alrighty, and the crossbows are arcing overhead, and it looks like they'll be focusing these rattling guns down, who don't appear to be doing much of anything, unfortunately. Yeah, the enemy didn't create any gaps in its front line, so these guys are unable to do anything, and they're getting focused down by all the crossbows simultaneously, which means they drop without firing a shot. Too bad for the rattling guns. And it looks like the enemy is casting some Pestilent Breath on, or was that a Scorch? I couldn't quite tell. No, I think it was a Pestilent Breath. On the enemy pile, or on our friendly pile of pikemen and halberds. Though weird that it casted through instead of parallel to the units. I thought that they added in the third game behavior to the AI that made it so it was better at aiming those abilities. I've definitely seen it aim parallel to lines before with breaths and winds and stuff. I guess it's not perfect as yet. Especially when units are more in a boxy formation, I guess. Anyway, it looks like the front line is holding pretty well and the clan rats are losing to some degree, though they're doing fairly okay against the swordsmen. In fact, the unit losing slightly. I wonder if this is due directly to the clan rats, because stats-wise they have half the melee defense that the swordsmen do, or is it because the crossbows are shooting the swordsmen to some degree in the back? Anyway, our reinforcements have now arrived on the field. This will be the first time we're getting to use some outriders to help out. These are not the grenade launcher variety, but they're the long gun variety, and they're still pretty fun. Granted, their armor piercing will be relatively wasted here, but at the very least their ability to apply the shield breaker, is it shield breaker ability? I think it's shield breaker. Yeah, will help our crossbows do a little bit more damage. And they're just gonna move up and start firing directly into the enemy's backs here. The enemy can't chase them down after all, we just keep them on skirmish mode and fire into the backs of those rats. In the meantime, our Empire Knights are charging in and going after those slingers, whereas our Lord, our General of the Empire, is going to go after that Grey Seer, which has been left relatively untouched by the enemy so far. And he's also done barely any damage. Wow, looks like that Pestilential Breath, or Pestilent Breath, missed quite a bit, didn't it? Oh well, too bad, so sad. I'm pretty sure the Skaven army would have lost even if we weren't coming in as reinforcements, but it's the fealty bonus that we want. Alright, our Outriders moving in, getting those lovely volleys in there. I can't wait to build just like a full gun line army. Tons of handgunners and Outriders of various types. Maybe some Kislevite or Dwarf units to add even more guns. And artillery, Null Ironsides, and let me get the name. The Wastelanders? The something? The handgunners that have grenade launchers or shotguns or whatever. Alrighty, well with that, once again a fairly simple battle, but the enemy does rout their front line, buckles, and the enemy lord gets chased down by our own. This army is like a false army in that I don't think it exists in the sense that it'll die, both our army and the enemy army, because this is an event, so we don't have to chase them down, and I'm not sure that there's any value to doing so anyway. Let's see what kind of reward we get for this battle. Hopefully some prestige and money. Decisive victory for Vissenland, so great for them, I suppose. And it is nice to see our allies fight once again. Alright, there we go. Very little in the way of prestige, but a free 1,000 gold for what is essentially a free victory isn't too bad. You guys let me know whether you want me to auto-resolve these little mini battles in the future, as I'm not sure whether they're actually winnable by the AI. We'll see. Anyway, let's actually, I remember in my guild campaign, At least one of them, I think, was reasonably tough because our ally rushed in and lost all its units before we moved in. But still, it was fairly entertaining seeing our ally fight. Pardon the captives, please. Free cash is free cash. And there we are. Carrick Ziflin destroyed as we suspected, and that army no longer exists. Barded Warhorse with two-handed weapon for Luther von Hassel. Who the heck is Luther von Hassel? We don't have a Luther von Hassel. What, was that the guy that was just the... I think it was from the defending little garrison here. Oh my. Look at this. Yeah, these guys are getting a lot of units. I'm starting to get concerned about Helmgard. Damn. Where are all these armies coming from? Also, speaking of armies, before I forget, join war against Kazrak. Yes. Good. If Kazrak kills him again, we'll revive him again. That'll be beneficial. And we'll check the diplomacy again next episode, I guess. Now, Karl is in fact unable to reach Marienburg directly, but Recruiter can if we were to want to siege it. And we may very well want to do so. Unfortunately, we are out of time, and we're going to have to do it next episode. I was hoping to go for Marienburg this episode, but it's okay. It'll wait for a nap. Oh! I also want to point out that Fort Bergbus is about to upgrade to level 2, so it'll be a little bit tougher to take as well. And we probably will want to hold it against the undead. Damn, we're gonna have to make the exact same choice. This guy's probably recruiting 4 knights. I'm willing to bet. How many units can we recruit at the same time? Well, actually just 2, so maybe he'll recruit only 2. If he doesn't have something that's increasing his recruitment capacity. The AI might have a cheat for that as well. And the reason I know that is because these guys have been mustering for 2 turns now, or last turn they were still mustering, so they're recruiting something that takes more than 1 turn to recruit, which we don't want them to get more knights in there, so we'll have to attack those. Either way, Marienburg is a very nice pickup. Stay tuned for its siege next episode and more Reikland action. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.